Good morning, gentlemen. It's Thursday, March 26th, and as we go through our new trying out different ways of connecting and doing things online, here's one I have used with great success in the past, which is not having live sessions, but getting to talk to you through the video medium. So that's what we're doing here today, and I thought I'd take the chance to just, one, check in, see how everyone is doing. Number two, just go through real quickly some of the changes I made to the Blackboard shell already, and so that everybody's kind of looking for things in the right place. And number three, got a new question for you. Yeah, just what you wanted to hear, right? But I think it's really timely and something I think that's so tied into what we've been talking about, what we will be talking about, and how we think about things, and how we're kind of looking at sport in the economic and business sense. It's really appropriate to take a look at this question. So, in that order, definitely, if you have anybody has anything that you need to communicate regarding your circumstances, anything that's going on, let me know. Just shoot email and we can talk about things. I trust everybody's being properly socially distant and all that kind of stuff. Me as an old coot, I have my own attitudes about it, and what's really kind of tough for me is the old jock mentality of nothing's going to get me to suddenly waking up and realize that at my age I'm in a high risk group. So I've decided that being kind of responsible and just staying home as much as possible, it's working for me, and I'm being selfish and saying if it's working for me, it's working for me. But it's also something that I think everybody has to understand. And this will lead into my new question in a few moments. Okay, Blackboard shell. You notice I kind of divided it into two pieces, before spring break and after spring break. So after spring break, it's going to take a more what I'll call traditional week to week type thing, and I've moved the availability of the folders around a little bit. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can look and see where we're going. Okay, so we've already got the material up for this week was moved over. I've got new material up for next week and some things that we can do. So that should be pretty straightforward. So I will be just putting out the folders and naming them, week of March 23, week of March 30, week of April, whatever that it is coming up. And that's how that's going to work. The assignment that we both broke into 3 projects. The next one, we had a due date of the 23rd for the next phase, project 2 or 3. Move that to March 30th, so I hope you're still working on that, and then we'll talk more about the next phase and what we're going to do after that. Okay, so that's all still in Blackboard. Everything's set up for that. Now, here's the new thing I wanted us to do, and it's going to take the form of that Blackboard item that many of you have done if you've taken an online course before, a discussion. All right, and so the discussion is going to be about something very, very, very timely, and I think very appropriate to our course. So without further ado, I'm going to put this together and ask you the question here, and then put this link into a discussion board and set up a method for us to have what we would normally have in the classroom, is to go over this situation. So here's the question. Unless you've been living under a rock, which according to a lot of experts might not be a bad thing to be doing right now, but that's beside the point. You know that there is on the table, and actually passed the Senate and is now going over to the House, this massive economic stimulus program. And in it, there are direct payments to individuals. There are funds being set up for certain industries. There are funds, quote, bailout is a term you'll hear used. There are low-interest loans. There's all sorts of relief. That would be a more proper technical term for businesses of all sizes. So the question simply is this. No industry, at least visibly, has been hit harder, I think, and notice I say visibly, harder than sports. We just can't find sports right now. If you're like me, you went through your second weekend of seeing nothing on ESPN, nothing on network TV, nothing on all the sports channels we all live by. You can't turn on ESPN radio and hear anything new because nothing new is going on unless you really thrive on, gorging on NFL free agency and speculation about what would have been in the NCAA basketball tournament, that kind of stuff. There's just nothing new out there. Nothing's happening. So here's my question. On a very serious level, if you have been following, as I said, understanding this economic relief program, would you support direct economic relief to professional sports? And I leave it at that. Would you support direct economic relief from a governmental body, okay, from the Federal Reserve, from the Treasury, whatever, however the government's deciding to do this, just like they're going to give relief to airlines, they're going to give relief to the hotel business, they're going to give relief to certain other industries that have been really hard hit by this virus. All right? Would you give relief to professional sports? And as I just said, I'll leave it at that. What I want you to consider is the economic benefit or not benefit. Okay, it's bad phraseology. The social impact. Would you give relief to professional sports? Your answer to this and the discussion that we can have amongst ourselves is going to actually get you to stretch your thinking out a little bit as to really what does sport mean to us and what economic influence does it have, does it not have, what benefit does it have, does it not have, why do we have it in the first place. If you would support it, you're going to think one way. If you wouldn't support it, you'd think another way. So I think it's a very appropriate question, and I'm going to put it into a forum we can have an online discussion about, and I really want you to take it seriously, so it will be a graded discussion, and I'll let you know how to proceed. Okay? If you've got any other questions about anything, please feel free to contact me. As I just kind of hinted at, I'm not going anywhere. All right? So I am kind of tied to this computer with all this work that I have to do for all my work translated online anyway, so I'm here all the time. It shouldn't, if you have a question, shouldn't be a long interval till I get to it. Good luck with everything, and we'll see how we get through this. Okay? Thanks very much.